Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then... the nightmare begins.
We should tell him the truth.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You opened the doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it.
You break the rules. Look out! And become a hero. I do it and I become the enemy. That doesn't seem fair.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Adolf, and I have with me Classic Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And Jacob.
Hi, everybody.
And you're listening to the Spoilercast for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, or Doctor Strange 2, or Doctor Strange Mom. It is, so we're just going to go right into it because the movie goes right into it. And we already warned you, this is the Spoilercast. So this is the most messed up, crazy Mother's Day release movie of all time. Most twisted Mother's Day movie ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, this is if this movie is made for the people that if I say the car is in it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And
Yep.
This movie is going to feel like a 10. You're going to feel like you're vindicated. You're going to have all the feels. This is a Sam Raimi movie. This is Evil Dead 4, the closest we're going to get, probably.
Yeah. But it's Sam Raimi-ish to a fault.
Yeah.
I love the horror aspect of this. I love that this is a movie that could not have existed 5-10 years ago because people will be like, this is too weird. And I love it that it's so weird. I love that they go there. That Marvel feels this confident, and they have every right to because it's made over $500 million with only being out for a week and a half or so. And that it's been so weird that they could have so much violence and crazy stuff happen in this movie, and it's totally fine. I could imagine if you told me this 20 years ago, people are like, "Nah, it's too weird." Audiences won't like it. They won't make that movie. But this, that's the awesome thing about Doctor Strange is that he could go to some weird ass places, and it's totally okay.
Yeah.
Well, multiverse has almost become a subgenre to the superhero genre. I mean, because Doctor Strange 2 is actually the second best multiverse movie in theaters right now.
Yeah, Multiverse is definitely...
Yeah, everything, everywhere, all at once is amazing. It's easily the best movie to come out this year so far.
Yeah, the Multiverse has overall been a huge thing the last few years. We've had this movie, we've had that movie, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, and even, DC has had this playfulness in the CW verse with their Crisis on Infinite Earth TV show event, which even guest starred.
Heck, they've been doing it in comics, starting with Gardner Fox's story, Flash of Two Worlds.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
they've been doing over 50 years. Heck, 60, I'm thinking. So, this is a ride, and the 3D is amazing, and it's spooky, it's kooky. I mean, this movie is a blast.
All right, so the movie starts off here with America Chavez, which we later know her name, but if you know the comics, she's a relatively new character, right? Within the last 10 years or something?
Uh-huh.
Her and another Strange, which is different from our Strange because he has a ponytail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's called Defender Strange, I think is what they call the toys.
They're running around this like weird place, and like you can't even explain how it is, like some kind of weird space thing, and they're going for a book, and this like monster that looks like ribbons. I can't even describe how it is attacking them, and it kills off this Doctor Strange, and America gets her portals out, and she portals out, and I love the star portals. I love how beautiful it looks in theaters, and the 3D works so well with it too.
Yes, it does.
Yep. And America eventually gets to our universe, and of course she's got Chekhov's body with her, aka Defender Strange.
So our Doctor Strange is in the wedding of his former girlfriend. I forgot her name at the top of my head.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
The actress Christina Palmer.
No,
she's one of not Palmer.
No, that's Rachel McAdams.
And that's the actress.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about the character name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, we got that settled. Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm surprised how much of the movie she's in. I was thinking that she would not be in this movie for the entirety of the movie, essentially. Even different characters of her, but I was really thinking that she would not have a big play in this, and I'm pleasantly surprised because I really like her.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's a great actress.
She just doesn't have any chemistry with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Uh-huh. Which is why I think you really buy that their slow motion breakup.
Yeah, and that they never
have any chemistry together.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, I understand why they didn't get married, and of course, Doctor Strange being dusted. We don't know if she got dusted, but we know that it changed a lot of lives, and he's always been hard to talk to, so we know this, and it's big of him to go to the wedding and not to be petty and, poo-poo going to the wedding.
Yeah.
And we actually get some interesting, the other doctor that was from the first Doctor Strange was there, and I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting another Doctor Strange character to be here at all. I kind of almost forgot that they were in this movie, And he has a scene with talking about his cats and how if there's any other way. So it's like, how much do people know what happened? Because I didn't think the public would know all this, but okay.
Apparently they do. Yeah, and he's now like the Avenger. He's like rock star superhero, and he's even acting like it because when he leaps off the balcony and he pulls out his cape, he was using it as a handkerchief.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a sweet, awesome look. That's more of an Iron Man move.
Yeah, and it definitely was cool. It definitely was cool and badass. And during the wedding, there's a something that's happening in the street, and he's like, "All right, I'm a superhero. I'm going to go take care of it." But we don't see what's happening, and then he does a spell, and now we could see that it's a eyeball creature of some sorts. I don't know.
Yeah,
tentacle eyeball creature. Yes.
It's Cthulhu.
Shuma Gorath, but I don't think they actually use the name in the movie.
Oh, they can't because that is actually by another comic book owner. So
that's right. It's part of the Conan rights holders still hold that name.
So it is officially Gargantuan,
mm-hmm.
Which is a different villain for, I think it's not Aquaman, but not Inhumans. What's that water guy? Namor, yeah. So yeah, he's a Namor villain, and eventually they kill him, and in the most gruesome, awesome way ever.
A great 3D eyeball pop.
It made me think of the Suicide Squad.
Yep. I was going, damn, why couldn't that have been? Of course, I also, every time I saw a star portal, I thought of is starfish a slang term for butthole? I thought of that every time, too. Thanks, James Gunn. Thanks a lot.
So, America Chavez tries to escape from Doctor Strange and Wong, which Wong has a nice outfit here, and he is really saying, I am the Sorcerer Supreme, And I kind of buy it. I feel like he's definitely developed, and I like Wong in this more than I have before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Wong really gets to shred his stuff. Yeah, this is kind of really balanced with the background characters get a lot to do.
So they're talking, and she explains that she's from a different universe, and these monsters are coming after her because she could travel through the multiverse. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Huh? Okay. Well, we'll protect you. And do you know? I know somebody that knows about magic. Let me go talk to her and she's if she knows anything." And Doctor Strange goes talk to Wanda, and Wanda gives away that she knows what's going on because she says the name without him saying the name first. That was just a brilliant way of doing that. That dialogue, I love how that worked because it teased WandaVision, if you haven't seen it, but you know that she knows something, and then basically she's like, yeah, this is fake.
Yeah. One thing I think they should have clarified, though, was is how did she get control of Gigantica, whatever, Shuma Gorath, to sick it on America Chavez? My thought was at the end of WandaVision when she's hearing her children cry, that was actually Shuma Gorath calling to her, and when she showed up, that Shuma attacked her, she won, and then was controlling him. That would have been nice to state that in the movie, because I'm figuring that's what probably happened.
I just want to know how the creature got there.
Yeah.
So she, we know later on that she is the person that got the ribbon creature, which we don't have a name for. I don't know what that thing is. That was that killed off the first Strange, and this eyeball creature that she got them to try to kill Chavez or try to bring Chavez to her, so that way she could take her powers. So we don't know where she where she found these creatures. Maybe in another universe, these creatures were attacking her kids, and she was able to, take care of them, and that way she could use them to get Chavez. But there's definitely a little piece there that's deleted, or like a scene from something that we don't know about. And I've watched all the Marvel Cinematic TV shows, so there's definitely something missing there. We don't know what that is, but there's something there that they didn't show us, they didn't tell us anything about. But apparently she figures out how to control these creatures to try to get Chavez. And so now Wanda says, "You're gonna give me America or else." And you have a big scene where she just wrecks everything at what's that place called where they have the where they stay at? I don't remember.
The Sanctum Sanctorum. Oh, and she also when they're in Nepal, they the sanctuary she takes out pretty much.
Yeah. And that whole scene was just so awesome to watch, and I loved when she found one person who didn't have their will, and then she just whispered in his ear, run. Mm-hmm. And that completely reminded me of Wanda saying no more mutants, and you really see how powerful Wanda is. You've seen how powerful she was before, but now in this movie, she is actually comic book character powerful, because in the comics, she's Omega powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And crazy.
And we've kind of liked her before, but you've never seen that kind of power before. And this one, they have, go for it. Let's go all the way. Let her kill all these people. And I love that they have that, I don't know, what that one guy that's a magic, that's a bull or something. They don't explain it. Who cares? You know what? It's a magic place. He could be there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Some people got mad.
I just wish there was an explanation for it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, my first thought was that an Easter egg about Wanda Core Mountain and when Wanda and Pedro are born and their nursemaid Bova.
Yeah.
But there's other full characters in Marvel Comics too. That it could be. So it's one of those things that I think explanation got trimmed for time.
Yeah, and he is a Doctor Strange character. So it's not like it's completely out there, but the fact that this movie could just have him and be like, oh well, you don't have to explain everything. It's just kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like left shark random.
Yeah, it's just like you don't even get to know its name really. It's here.
Mm-hmm. And it's toasty.
Yeah.
And that whole scene with the where she was like in the Mirrorverse, awesome. Love that scene visually, and both visually in 3D and how they did that scene was awesomely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came out of the gong and it was just like completely creepy looking, oh my god! I was like, oh, this is so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like straight out the ring, and she's just cracking her bone. Oh my god, that was so awesome.
And she just tears it up, and they managed to escape at the last second, and it looks like Gong dies, but there's like 2 times in this movie where like, okay, I guess Gong is dead, or not Gong, but Wong.
Yeah.
But no, he's a survivor. He finds a way.
Yeah.
That's why he's Sorcerer Supreme.
Then Wong, before this, Wong, America, and Doctor Strange, he's like, prove that you're from another dimension, and then, here's the corpse of the other Doctor Strange. And it's like, and then just bury him in that area on top of the New York skyline somewhere. And I was like, okay, I guess that's something. And boy, did that pay off.
Yeah, I knew. When I saw that, I'm like going, that's Chekhov's body. That's going to be something.
I don't remember her bringing the body with her, though. That's the only thing that kind of confused me. They didn't
have angles that you would see her transporting a body through the multiverse.
So, seeing it second time and looking for it, I saw that the body flew out with her leaving, but we didn't see the body land. But yeah, I definitely saw that Strange flying out there as she was leaving the inner space dimension, whatever. So I definitely saw that body go over there, but we didn't see her land there begin with, and when that part. But yeah, so then we have the scene where they're going through all these dimensions, and it is absolutely beautiful and wonderful and odd and crazy. I love it.
Are arguably the best scene of the movie.
And one of them was an animated universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I squealed with delight.
And one of them was a paint universe. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Oh, they were all good.
There's like 2 versions of hell in there.
Yeah.
There's one Noir in there, too. I don't know if you caught that one.
Yeah.
I mean, that scene could have gone on for like 2 minutes. I would have been happy.
Oh, that scene could have gone on for 2 hours. What are you talking about?
And then that cube one, you all saw the trailers, but even seeing that in the actual movie theater, that was even weirder. And then dinosaurs, and just like, yeah. And then they have one of them has the big heads, which, is is like a character, right? The Tribunal or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then they land on a planet, and then this planet, we eventually learn, is Universe 838. I remember this one.
Yeah,
this is
the same universe that Quentin Beck, Mysterio, claimed to be from.
And they're New York City, and this New York City is what liberals would want. A gorgeous New York City that is completely clean, and trees everywhere, greenery growing off the buildings. I was like, oh my god, I love that. That's so beautiful. I want that.
Red means go, green means stop.
I don't care about that. Look at all the different greenery on the walls, and everything is beautiful, and like you see rainbows oh my god, it's like, I've never been to New York myself, but I imagine that's not anywhere how it is in real life.
No.
But it's just like, oh, it's so beautiful, and like you get some cool scenes there where you see the characters, all the different people walking around were like wearing these like business suits and like really serious, but like the environment was so beautiful and pretty. It's like, that's such a contrast. And then you do have that area where you get the memories, where you get the memory of America with her moms. And, of course, this was a controversial scene because a woman from another universe can't have moms, apparently. And this was, whatever. It's just a different universe. You could, if you really want to be, uptight about it, it's a different universe. Different rules apply. And then you see how she got her, first transformation, or her first star, thing, because a bee was going after her. And she was scared. And in fairness, I would be scared if a bee got that close to me too, and I was that young,
Yeah, and she sent her two moms, hopefully to the same dimension together.
Yeah.
That she didn't separate them.
I mean, if they want to make a whole movie of America Chavez going through universes trying to find her moms and be like Sliders and just having fun and, this universe has this and then this universe has this and yeah, go for it. Or a TV show, I'm game. I'll watch that. Yeah.
That's what this movie was missing, was it had too little universe jumping. It didn't do enough.
Yeah. So because we spent a lot of time in 838 after this point.
Yeah. And it gets boring.
So we're like, oh, they should talk to this Strange's universe. And so they go and they're like, oh, there's a statue here. And he died fighting Thanos. Interesting. Okay. And then...
Oh, we also need to mention that in the MCU, if you dream of yourself doing something that you don't remember doing, you're actually dreaming of another
universe.
You've tapped into the multiverse through your dreams.
And if you start thinking about that with the MCU, that opens up a huge amount of worms, because we see a lot of dreams of different characters over the movies years.
Oh, and the vision Wanda put in Tony Stark's head.
Yeah. Oh, and then when we got that introduction to Wanda, having the WandaVision tune right there and having that scene with her kids, like I heard people in the audience like, what? I thought they were gone. And then she wakes up. I was like, that's such a cruel way of doing that.
Yeah.
But you understand, if she has that dream every night, that is torture, emotional torture on this poor woman. So it doesn't excuse killing hundreds of thousands of people and everything.
But you understand why.
Yeah, I understand why, but it doesn't excuse how many people she killed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she was from having problems to being a problem.
Yeah. And then he meets Mordo there, and Mordo is friendly. And I was wondering if our Mordo, or 616 Mordo, which is now what the universe they said that this movie is from, which is what everyone has been thinking about. It's being, I think 616 is what they've called the comic book universe as well, and 616 is the universe that you said was the number that Mysterio said. So Mysterio got that right.
So was Mysterio dreamwalking and heard this, or was he from here, or was it just coincidence? Who knows?
I'll just say coincidence.
Yeah, it's not like that. We got an explanation,
right?
I mean, maybe one day we'll get more information on that Mysterio, but not right now. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and the Wanda of this universe, we assume she's got powers, but we don't know a whole lot about her because we don't really interact with her very much. Usually she's possessed by our Wanda.
Yeah. So he gets actually once Doctor Strange and America meet up with Mordo. And this Mordo is really cool. I was really wondering if the 616 Mordo would be in this movie. Not at all. Not one mention, one reference at all. I mean, they mention that they're enemies, but we don't see this version of him. So I don't know if that Mordo end of post-credit scene from Doctor Strange 1 will ever be fulfilled, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. They did kind of call and said, I can see why your universe's Mordo doesn't like you.
So we see that Doctor Strange and America get drugged, and they wake up in this like little glass cube, and Dr. Christine Palmer is there, and she is trying to do experiments and talking to them, and they're, warning her, hey, Wanda's coming, you can't be leaving us here. And then eventually a group of Ultron robots take Doctor Strange to be in front of the Illuminati.
Now, was that James Spader? Did he return to reprise Ultron, or is that just like a sound-alike?
It was sound-alike. It was Ross McKellen who took over Red Skull. He took it over.
Oh, okay. Boo.
I mean, it's such a small thing.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, I was fine with that. I didn't even notice that they even talked at all. So it's fine.
Yeah. I think it was more of a COVID thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could the robot can have a different voice in different universe. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
So I always find that the Illuminati is fun because I remember in different jobs I would have actual people believe the Illuminati's real, man. And it's like, no, they're not. It's just a comic book thing. But they're like, no, in real life, it actually exists. They control how everything... No, it doesn't. But, in this universe, in Marvel Comics, yes, it does exist.
Yeah, Brian Bendis kind of created it as a retcon secret organization, which is really caught on.
And this Illuminati is basically like a Avengers kind of thing here. And we have here quite a few interesting characters. We have Captain Carter and Haley Atwell. See, I don't know if they CG her, but she looks buff, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
She has a jetpack. How much more awesome is that?
Yeah. And Anson Mount is back as Black Bolt in a more comic accurate outfit. It was styled poorly, and it didn't really flatter Anson's build. I mean, this guy is like a male model, gorgeous, and the outfit made him look chubby.
Yeah.
But, it's an Inhumans thing, and they didn't have to get him back.
Yeah, I mean, and they dressed him pretty much comic accurate. I mean, the tuning fork on his mask was kind of but I'd give the outfit a 9 out of 10. I'm super nitpicky about the Inhumans, and don't even get me started about the Abomination that they made. But
the TV show.
This was really awesome, and Anson Mount got to redeem his character, which I
never even seen the TV show, so I hear it's crap.
It is garbage. It is hot garbage.
All right.
Scott Buck strikes again.
We got the Shauna Lynch as Captain Marvel, which we've seen her in our Captain Marvel movie. So in this universe, she's this Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And in our universe, it's Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. And in the trailer, we got a tease, but we definitely got it in the action movie. Patrick Stewart being the great Xavier, Charles Xavier.
Yeah, and he's dressed like the animated Dr. Xavier from the X-Men animated show.
The X-Men theme playing during that was awesome.
And he was also, and the chair he was in was actually designed by Jim Lee in the comics.
Yeah, it's the same chair that they used in that show as well. The same colors, So
yeah, in the animated show, but it was based on, and it's one of those things that Jim Lee kind of did is throw shade at John Byrne, because John Byrne didn't like drawing the wheels and was always cutting corners on doing Xavier's chair. And Jim Lee sort of just made fun of it by designing, with as few lines as possible, this really cool floaty chair.
I mean, the music overall in this movie, you mentioned the theme here, they're awesome.
And of course the music fight.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like the first time the MCU music has been pretty good. Like, it's actually unique.
Yeah, it really helps make the flow. It really helps the scenes out and gives it the punch you need, the audio punch that goes with the visuals. So yeah, the music here. I mean, just having the X-Men theme there, just those 3 seconds, made me so happy. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
I was like, I was so happy. I loved that show when I was growing up. I loved the 90s X-Men cartoon. Love it.
Yeah.
And we get here a Fantastic Four. Reed Richards, John Krasik, which he was awesome.
Yeah, John Krasinski. Yeah.
John Krasinski.
Uh-huh.
So
well,
happy.
a lot of people, there's been popular fan casting of him but most people also want Emily Blunt as Sue Storm Richards.
Well, that's his wife, so that shouldn't be a
Yeah,
problem.
exactly. They want both of them. They don't want just Krasinski.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt has more than proved herself to be awesome as an actor. Yes, definitely have them both.
Yeah.
I don't think Marvel will pay to have them both.
They might.
I mean, they need to have that chemistry, and if them being actually married in real life will make that chemistry happen. So yeah.
Or they could get Jenna Fisher.
No, I rather. I really do love let's just keep going here. And they explain that they think Doctor Strange himself is the problem, which is understandable to a degree.
Yeah.
Well, we find out why why they're suspicious of Doctor Strange, because their Doctor Strange went straight up evil.
Yeah.
And then they assume that other ones would be evil too, which is kind of, messed up. It's like, come on, not all of them are going to be. There's an infinite multitude of multiverses. It can't be all evil.
Yeah, they kind of go the Batman v Superman route with, if there's even a 1% chance, you have to make sure it's absolutely necessary. You have to defeat it.
But we actually do get that scene where they talk about, which I love, that when they're killing Thanos and that they actually killed him, and they, we have to show you, take care of you, and Black Bolt actually talks to him, and awesome.
Goes, I'm sorry, and vaporizes Doctor Strange.
In theaters, that screech was, like, I had to hold my ears. It got so ear-piercingly loud.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a cool speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we saw that, because a lot of times they would just tell us that, and seeing that was so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they have him locked up, and they're like, okay. And you see Wanda come in, and Wanda fights the guys one at a time and kills them all.
Oh my God. I'm like, whose death was the coolest? Mr. Fantastic or Black Bolt? Part of me is going for Black Bolt, because I've never seen anything quite. Actually, both of those deaths, I've never seen anything. First, watching Wanda unravel Mr. Fantastic like a Twizzler, and then pop the little brain spark. The theater screamed at both of them, and then they were screaming.
Oh yeah, my theater was like, oh shit! Everyone's
Black Bolt was definitely brutal.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like sitting here going like a horror geek that I am, trying to not squeal with delight, because the audience was screaming, and I didn't want 500 or how many are in there turning and looking at me like, you savage monster. You.
I was going to say, Captain Marvel's was definitely the most boring conventional death.
Yeah, I was like thinking of the bisection in episode 1. I said, why has MPA gotten so lame that they won't let there be a bisection? But we got some gore to it, I guess, even though they implied a lot more horror than they showed.
Yeah, like Captain Carter's was pretty cool when she got split in half, and you just see her fall sideways. I don't know if that was pretty neat.
Yeah. But I agree. Captain Marvel getting smashed was like, lame. And I'm like, gee, is it? Yeah, you're definitely not going to get a Golden Chainsaw Award.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think maybe they're like, okay, we got to get one of these guys to not have a super violent death.
Hey, yeah.
You know, because like you would think Captain Marvel would like explode in like a supernova kind of thing.
Oh god, it's the 3D effect of that would have been awesome.
And then that Captain Carter death was exactly how Captain America died in the What If Zombies. So great callback there. And when eventually Dr. Xavier goes over there and has that scene, I was like, oh, maybe he could. No, he's not going to. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. I like how you see the neck break. That was like, yeah, it's visually cool.
But yeah, that even Dr. Xavier, which is one of the most powerful mutants, you know, was able to get into her head, able to find Wanda, and not able to get her out. And the consuming red of the Scarlet Witch, that fog, oh my god, it's so visually cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that he just gone. Everyone gone, and then they're like, okay, gotta let me go. And Murdo's fighting Strange with the bracelet on, and that whole fight scene, and they eventually get away. It's America, and America and Strange and this Christine are all together, and they have this scene where they're running away from Wanda, like in the sewers, and she just keeps tearing up these different doorways, and it's just, oh my god, it's so scary. And the one part where like they stop, my wife was like, keep going, you idiots. I mean, I was thinking the same thing, so I'm not going to blame her. But yeah, why would you stop? If you've seen that she's broken through multiple doors beforehand, why stop? And
horror movie trope.
Yeah, they had to. They had to. And
yeah.
I thought it was awesome that they mentioned that it was under a river, and they paid that off right away and had the water going to give enough time, you know?
Yeah.
So then they got into the little area, and it's like, okay, the only person that could open this is Doctor Strange. And then he was like, well, I don't know. And then think about the watch, and they open it, and then they jump into the in-between verse or whatever. And, you know, of course I'm thinking, but I know movie has to movie. Close the damn door. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have a watch.
Yeah, that kind of would have been perfect for Dr. Palmer to maybe do like, hey, we need a sacrifice. She could close the door or something, and you see her get brutally slaughtered.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been cool, because the rest of the movie, she was kind of there. Or, no, she did have an important part later on, so I'll give her that. She needed to be part there later. But, yeah, the whole thing where they're going after the book. Now, the book is kind of weird, because I mentioned to my wife, it's like, okay, so Doctor Strange got the book. Can't he just, like, read it and then memorize it? You know, because, like, they've said multiple times that they need the book. And it's like, if it's like a, you know, recipe book, you could just memorize the recipe, and you shouldn't have to need the physical book. But it might be so complicated of a spell, you have to do it multiple times before you can memorize it or something. Maybe you have to read it from the book exactly or something. Because that was like the MacGuffin. Oh, they're going to destroy the Darkhold. Oh, they're going to destroy this book. And it's like, can't they just remember something from the book without having to have the book physically present next to them, you know?
Yeah, couldn't they have scanned it and made an app?
Right?
I got a QR code of this evil book here. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just bringing it up now.
Yeah, you grab one of those Ultron heads. Here, scan this thing, you stupid thing. So, yeah, eventually they travel again, and America Chavez is traveled back. Wanda takes America back to where Wong was, and Wong, you see that he like was originally tossed off the cliff and then came back up, and then because at first you saw him, you know, hit the floor and like, oh man, his, you know, got his head crushed. Nope, he just got knocked out, and then second time he almost fell off the cliff, but nope, he came back again. But now he's tied up, and one of the people there was like, oh, I'm going to destroy it. Sheila, I think ATM is her name. Sarah, is a character name. She's like, I'm going to destroy the Darkhold. And he does it. She does it, which, hey, and she dies a horrible death. But okay, cool.
Yeah.
And having there the Wanda trying to suck out the powers, and there's this 4 monster things there, and they can't go there automatically because they have to travel, and getting Wong over there, and he's not holy enough, but Wanda is like, I don't care, and go up there to the, what was that place called? I can't remember. The names are so exotic that I can't remember them.
Wonder
And so Wanda's getting America's powers off, so that way she could travel the multiverse, steal kids from another version of her, and then that way she has her kids. And it's like doing so much death for kids, and
and she wants the powers. She can't just ask America to either bring her kids or take her to a universe. She wants to be able to, if they get sick, fine. If they have a disease that there's not a cure for, she can go to a universe. I mean, she's really justified why she, in her own mind, why she has to be so damn evil, and it's so damn sad because she's just gone.
Yeah, and she's so gone that she didn't logically think things through. There has to be a universe where the mom dies and she could just die off screen, and then, oh, I'm not dead, kids. I'm here. There you go. You don't have to, kill
but
the.
She's not disciplined like Doctor Strange was to see 14 million outcomes.
Yeah, and she's been corrupted by the Darkhold. That's why, the reason why she's completely lost it, because they say in this movie and before, the Darkhold corrupts, and the more time you have with it, the more it corrupts you. And ever since WandaVision, she's had this book, and it seems like this has been years, if not months after. It's obviously corrupted her. So I don't understand the argument, oh, well, this destroys WandaVision. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all, for me.
It furthers WandaVision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that end scene, it pays it off.
Because they're like, oh, well, she's a good guy now because she learned her lesson. Yeah, she learned her lesson, but look, she has to go through all this crap first, and then she has to go through all this crap again. Wanda needs to go through a whole bunch of crap before she finds to be a good person. So, it sucks, but that's how her character is. She has to go through hell to get out.
So I just want to know if in the other universes that she's trying to search for her kids, did Wanda also create those with her magic, or was it naturally conceived?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think the book itself was created by whatever created the magic of Wanda to begin with, and then it became her. So it's one of those chicken egg things where the magic made her, and then or gave her the whatever dark powers. Oh, they also mentioned here that she's using magic and Doctor Strange is using sorcery, and I was like, what the hell is the difference?
Yeah.
But okay.
What is the difference? Yeah.
I
guess sorcery means you could create those cool spark portals.
I mean, I always thought, witches and wizards are the same thing, except one's a male and one's a female, just that, that you both use magic, both use sorcery, but maybe I'm just ignorant to how magic works, and if anyone knows that, comment and tell us.
They're just starting to lay out the groundwork for how this stuff works. I think we'll probably get a lot more in the Halloween special.
Halloween special?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a Halloween special.
Of?
Disney Plus.
I mean, of WandaVision, or just...
I believe it's going to be something involving the Midnight Suns. I don't know if it's going to be like Werewolf at Night or iZombie or what exactly it's going to be. Of course, they're going to change the name of iZombie if they use Simon Garth because, there's already a DC show that was called iZombie.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a Halloween special and a Christmas special. That is a Christmas special we know is with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So
that I knew. Yeah.
So Strange. After this encounter, Strange and Dr. Palmer are taken to another universe, and then this universe is going through an incursion, which is two universes going together and being destroyed. And the visual here is awesome, and it's not a fast process. It just takes forever, and it's
Mm-hmm.
And you got a great cameo by Sam Raimi's Oldsmobile.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just how weird it is. Like, you see rain on the street, you see things like colors, but everything else is outside of colors. It's like, oh my god, it's so out there. But I love the idea, and then like, okay, let's go to this strange's place, and then they have a huge, stairway. They go up there, and then that's where you meet the corrupted Strange, and they talk, and they have their music fight with the musical notes, and I thought it was awesome. I don't know why people think it's crazy.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
It's a crazy thing. Why not go all the way and have the musical notes be enchantments, whatever?
Yeah.
You're in a Doctor Strange movie. You gotta let stuff go be crazy sometimes.
Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah.
That whole scene was just fun and hilarious, and
every music theorist probably squeed.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm not a super musician guy, but I'm assuming they used the right notes and the right tones when he used this specific music note that made the right noise. I assume they did that, but I don't know. There might be some guys who are like, no, that's a different tone. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure maybe Danny Elfman helped inform Sam Raimi, like, oh, these are the real, and like.
Yeah, I imagine he also wrote the music for the fight too.
Yeah.
And then Doctor Strange is like, okay, the only way I can stop her is if we go back there to that universe, but how do we do that? And he was like, well, I could use the Darkhold, and the Darkhold can, dream walk and get over there. And she was like, that's an evil thing. It's like, yeah, but you need to have someone in your universe. And it's like, yeah, but you don't have to have someone living. And that's when they get called back to the dead one, and he comes back to life. And I was like, oh my god, love that.
Yes. And,
Evil Dead, Deadeye.
Yep. Mm-hmm. With multiple arms.
Yep.
And how the demons were there, and they're attacking this Strange and attacking that Strange, and saying, those demons are pretty scary.
Mm-hmm. And he learns to work with them. He takes control.
Which, that was just awesome when he finally did. And, Christine saying, why don't you use them with you? You're the master of mystic arts. Yes! Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And she using one of the runes like a lantern to scare him off. Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely deserved her place being in this movie.
Yeah.
She was not just a
pretty face running around in high heels screaming. She was definitely there to kick ass and take names.
And she wasn't damsel in distress either.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then how this Strange got thrown out the window and got spiked impaled, and like the other eye opened up. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this zombie Strange is attacking Wanda, and eventually they're like, oh, we have to take her powers, and then she submits and it's like, I guess so. And
and killing this Strange was kind of useless because he's already dead.
Yeah.
Which makes it so much more brilliant.
Yeah. So she's going to have to come up with another strategy to stop him.
And this zombie inspired her, and I thought that was really nice. I was like, I wasn't sure how they're going to handle this, but then got it to work. And so she got inspired, and she figured out how to use her powers. And instead, she started fighting Wanda, but she's not powerful enough. And then she had the brilliant idea of going back to emotional, mental torture.
Yeah.
Oh, she decided I can't beat her, so just give her what she wants.
Yeah.
But it wasn't exactly the way she wants, because she goes back to there, and her kids are terrified of her, which rightfully so. She should be terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, and guess what? They know you ain't their mom.
Yeah.
And, I was not expecting those kids to come back from WandaVision, but I'm glad they did. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm not the monster. And I was like, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, my audience was like,
And then she's like, okay, I'm going to rectify this and destroy the Darkhold. I'm sorry. And, let everyone go. And, the building gets collapsed, and it kind of makes it look like she dies, but it's like, Yeah, she's not dead.
Well, even if she is dead, the Wanda from
A38
is still there, and probably her whole planet thinks she killed the Illuminati.
Yeah.
So they go back to their own places, and I liked this little dialogue scene with Dr. Palmer and Dr. Strange, and it's like, okay, they worked out, and they don't have the chemistry, but it works in the favor of the movie. That okay, they don't have the chemistry, but they have a respect for each other they didn't have before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why Dr. Palmer could not be with Dr. Strange is because he was out doing his mystical adventures, and she was just a doctor. So
yeah.
It was hard for her, and of course he was always an arrogant bastard, so it's hard to love him.
And he also was a control freak.
Yeah.
And he had a great journey in this movie because he learned to give up control and let America use her powers, because she could do things he couldn't, and he couldn't control the situation. He had to trust somebody else, and he trusted her, and it paid off.
Yeah.
So, that's how the movie ends, and then you see Doctor Strange like walking down the street, and then he falls down, and he has a third eye, and then goes to credits. It's like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam Raimi ending.
Yeah. Until the mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a doozy one. New Jake, do you want to mention what happened there?
Yeah, you have a character who's introduced. I forgot her name. I want to say Kara? Clea, thank you. And it's Charlize Theron, and it's like, I need you to come back. Like, where? I need your help to fix the multiverse. And his third eye opens, and he's like, okay.
No, another incursion.
Oh, another incursion, yes, thank you.
That he caused by doing this stuff.
Right.
Which, I kind of imagine that incursion, if there's one universe being destroyed, another one being destroyed at the same time, maybe one that could get her kids off of one of those universes that are getting destroyed. And there you go.
They're going to the dark dimension. That's where Dormammu is. Is when she takes her sword, and rips open the. So yeah, I'm sure he's going to cut a new bargain.
And apparently, Clea is actually Doctor Strange's wife in the comics.
Well, yeah, in the comics, they're married.
Yeah.
She's also been Sorcerer Supreme of 2 different realms.
And one hell of a powerful wizard or witch or whatever term they use for magical people.
Yeah, sorcerer.
Sorcerer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we eventually go to the post-credit scene, and classic Jake, what happens here?
Pizza Papa, who Doctor Strange got pissed at, the Bruce Campbell, and he cursed him to punch himself. And he punches himself. This goes on for 3 weeks. So he's punching himself in 3D, and then finally it stops, and his head jolts towards the screen to pop out and screams, "It's over." Funniest end scene since Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
3 weeks is such a huge amount of time.
He would be brain damaged.
Yeah.
I mean...
But maybe he can control how hard he hit.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, 3 minutes would have been sufficient to get out of the scene.
Well,
he would have been driven insane.
Strange was an a-hole.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange has definitely learned, and we're all thinking that, this has to do with what happened in No Way Home. Nope, it was mentioned, but nope, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with Loki. Nothing. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, now I want to know an explanation of how Ned Leeds could use the sling rings to open up portals to other dimensions.
Magic.
Uh-huh. Because when we were sitting there going, where's Ned? Wouldn't Ned be here training? Or did Doctor Strange or is that something, or Ned's ability got forgotten about?
That could be a possibility.
So I guess that I liked that America Chavez was training at the end. That was cool.
Yeah.
I feel like if we don't see Christine Palmer again, I'm satisfied.
Yeah. They ended in a good spot.
Because we got Charlize Theron. Ha.
Yeah. A perfect casting for Clea.
Yeah. At first I thought she was like one of the Eternals, but I'm like, that doesn't look like Angelina Jolie.
No. Well, when I saw the white hair, I knew it was whoever. It took me a minute to recognize Charlize Theron, but I was like going, "That's Clea."
Yeah, I didn't know that Charlize
instead
Theron.
Of pink.
They
got her in purple instead of pink.
Yeah.
Which pink never suited her. Because she's no nonsense toughie.
Do you think this is the last we'll see as Patrick Stewart playing Professor Xavier?
Probably.
And yeah, I think so too. I mean, definitely how he went out in Logan was cool, was awesome, perfect. But this is a nice kind of fun thing. He's still kicking and he wants to have fun, and I'm glad there. Do you guys want John Krasinski to continue being Reed? I absolutely do.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I want there to be a multiverse movie where you have the 94 Fantastic Four, the Jessica Alba one, and the 2015 one together.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about those
movies. Yeah. Some of them they won't be able to get, but...
Yeah.
I'm definitely thinking this is going to be the last we see of Black Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm figuring we're not going to see the Inhumans until they're complete. But you never know. They might bring them in the Miss Marvel show. But I don't know. I don't think she's going to be an Inhuman like she is in the comics.
Yeah.
And they've definitely changed her power set.
Yeah, I think Anson Mount is also busy with being Captain Pike.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I definitely think he has having that show and already started filming season 2. And I definitely think Mordo's going to come back eventually, hopefully.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of Mordos together.
Yeah.
And having Doctor Strange kneel to Wong, awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's finally showing respect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's learned trust, respect. He may actually become a decent human being.
Yeah.
And who knows about what comes after this. So, because Thor, I don't think it connects to this at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And I don't see how Black Panther Wakanda Forever connects to this, but we'll see.
No.
I don't know when that's coming out, but I imagine Quantumania will.
Maybe Loki season 2.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a lot of answers in the next Ant-Man movie.
Fingers crossed.
And no mention of Eternals in this at all.
Thank God.
I'm not surprised.
And not even like a passing reference. Hey, there's this giant hand in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Nope, no one cares. No one remembers that.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we covered everything from here. Again, I gave it an 8. Classic Jake gave it an 8, and Jacob, you gave it a 7, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to mention about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness?
See it in 3D.
See it in IMAX 3D if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it in the best. Yeah, where I live, the best screens aren't IMAX.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a lot of fun. If you can, I would love to see this in D-Box, but it is what it is. All right, I guess it's going to be it for us. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, as this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, Mr. Bengal 5, Kevin Winter, and Alex Folk for your financial support on Patreon.com.
You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.